Hey guys, Rich here. This is Brick Scene. Today we're going to be looking at something that I was really excited about. Once again, a big thanks to our friends at Toyco for supplying our sets for review. We really do appreciate it. What we're going to be looking at today is set number 75284. It is the Knights of Ren transport ship. 595 pieces, comes with 3 minifigs, $69.99 US dollars, $64.99 Great British pounds, or $129.99 New Zealand dollars. I will link below to Toyco's store. They have it in stock, so if you do want to get it, make sure you grab it. Now, I have already built it, so we will get straight into the review. A quick background on the Knight Buzzard. Oubliette class transport. It's a former prison ship, or it is a prison ship. That's what they're designed to be. They're actually quite big, 35 meters long. So we're talking the same sort of scale as the Millennium Falcon. Aceriton Assemblages is the name of the manufacturer. But yes, a dirty looking ship, but actually quite big compared to what you sort of think it's going to look like. Okay, so here it is, the Knight Buzzard. Let's have a look at it in closer detail. Now, the overall shape, I'm liking the shape. You know, they've got all the angles right, and if we bring in a picture of the original model again, you'll see they've actually got quite a few of these details correct as well. You know, right down you know, some of these details along the side here, as well as that piping up through the back as well. You know, it's you know, they've done quite well with that. Also, you know, just these pieces on the top, as well as that sort of grille look at the front there as well. Yeah, I'm liking the overall shape. Now, coming round to the back again, you can see that piping coming up through there, those hoses, and into those rear engines on that angle. I quite liked that about it when I first saw the ship, actually, just those two engines sitting on that angle like that, and that back end, you know, it just looks quite menacing, quite a dark looking ship. You know, having a look down the side, you can see the weapons sticking up there on top, twin weapons on the back and a single one on the front. Then you've got those angle pieces through the front again with those sharp sort of edges sticking out, really give it that sort of menacing evil look. I'll come across the top there, just some nice details, some simple sort of greebling sort of stuff there. Again, coming across to the weapons, you can see the single one there at the front and into the doubles, and then I'm assuming that's some sort of radar system at the back there, some sort of antenna, a dish of some description. And again, you can see those angles of those rear engines there, the intakes, and that hosing going up through the back. It makes the ship look like a bit of a junkyard sort of thing, you know, put together in such a way that it looks like it's a bit of a dirty old thing. And of course, you know, as we saw it in the movie as well, it's there billowing out smoke out the rear of it as well. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the play features. We have the flick fire missiles on either side here. They're actually controlled by this little Technic axle sticking out the back there. So if I just give that a flick, you'll see that shoots off there at the front. So there's one on either side there. We also have 2 of these gun turrets here. They just open up and you can get a figure. Well, the figure only stands in there actually. You can't actually get a figure sitting in there. I'll come back to that in a second as well. This one opens up in the same way. So yes, you can get a figure in each one of those. The other main feature, if you like, is this area here. Now, this leads me on to the biggest problem that we have with this ship. So despite my overall impressions with what they've done with the shape of it, and the overall look, if you like, as a model, there is a big problem with it. A big problem as far as I'm concerned. And that starts as soon as we flip it over. Now, Lego models always have an ugly side. I'm happy with that. You know, I can, you know, they always have an angle that they don't look good from. I can appreciate that. But what you're getting with this, and it becomes very obvious very quickly, that this is just essentially a facade of a ship. There is absolutely no bulk to it whatsoever. It is a skeleton underneath. Quite disappointing, actually. So that lack of space inside of, or the lack of any inside space, poses a big problem for me. We have 6 Knights of Ren. How this ship is meant to be 35 meters long. It's the same sort of length and scale to the Millennium Falcon. So it's not a small ship by any stretch of the imagination. The problem you've got, this right here, is the only internal space that you have inside this ship. we are talking a usable space of 12 studs. Okay? Not much at all. Not much at all. Yes, don't get me wrong, you have the space there, like I say, to have a couple of gunners. But this ship is a ship. It's a spaceship. It goes in space. It is the Knights of Ren transport ship. So here we go. I have, right here, 2 Knights of Ren. Let's take, these are the 2 that come with it. We'll get onto those in a second, of course. Now, I'm just going to sit these inside the ship. Okay, so I now have my 2 Knights of Ren sitting in there, the 2 knights that come with the ship. As you can see, it's a rather cozy, intimate affair in there. I don't think there's room even for weapons to go in there too. We could be getting weapons in there too. So with our 2 Knights of Ren sitting in there, we have a major problem. The hatch doesn't close properly. Okay? It goes onto their helmets. Now, I've tried them in a couple of different variations, but you can only get the 2 of them in sitting like that in order to get their hands on either side. So it just simply doesn't work. Now, I will try it with 1 single Knight of Ren. So you can see now that I've got that minifig sitting in there by himself. He's leaning back as far as he can go, but still, this hatch does not want to close properly. It just doesn't sit down properly. And I don't know what to do. So you're stuck essentially having your minifigs sitting outside the ship. So this is how we're left with these guys traveling. They have to travel essentially outside the ship in a gunner position, if you like. Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. The other feature I wasn't a huge fan of was this the ski piece at the back there as a rear sort of stand for the ship. It's necessary, it needs something, but it would have been cool if it tucked away, if it folded away. This one's static, you can't do anything about it at all, unfortunately. Now even when you're looking at this thing from a low angle, it looks great, you know. I've got no problems with how it looks shape-wise and all that sort of stuff, but just knowing that there's nothing underneath poses a big problem. Okay, so let's get on to the minifigs. First up, we've got Rey. This is exactly the same Rey that we got with the Pisana Speeder Chase, with that last wave of Star Wars sets that came out over Christmas there. Nothing new to see here at all. So she has the second face on the back there as well. Same white robes, same hairpiece, same lightsaber. So nothing new here. So this is the first Knight of Ren. This is Kuruk. I think this one is actually the pilot of the Night Buzzard, if I remember correctly. He comes with a fairly simple blaster, 2 pieces there, same as the Scarif Troopers, if I remember rightly. I'm liking the design there on the torso and the legs, that horizontal pattern going all the way down there, carrying all the way through, some of those details from the center as well. Really cool mold for the helmet there. I'm liking it. It's really, really cool. And there is the back of that torso. No printing on the head at all. You're just getting a plain black head. And here is the second Knight of Ren with the set. His name is Cardo. Again, nice mold for the helmet there, very medieval sort of style helmet. Again, nice printing on that torso, carries all the way down through into the legs. He gets this odd looking, looks like some sort of heavy duty blaster sort of type thing, cannon type weapon. Looks pretty cool. It's all brick built. And again, the back of that torso, look, a bit of detail in there. It looks like some sort of chainmail sort of design, but a nice figure overall. There's a side view there just so that you can see that weapon that he comes with. So in conclusion, the first thing that really bothered me about this was well before I got it. I knew that we were going to be disappointed because I saw the price of it. It is, what, $130? And I was thinking, $130? You're not going to get a very big model for $130, given that X-Wings, etc., you know, they're 169 New Zealand dollars. So, you know, for 70 US dollars, you knew you weren't going to get a very big ship. The obvious problem is just lack of internal space. You know, I appreciate that is the shape of the ship. I appreciate that. I really do. But I feel that they could have done a little bit more in here for a hull, even just enough space to get, you know, 3 or 4 Knights of Ren, not even all of them, because we couldn't have expected too much out of a, you know, to get something that's going to house all of them, put it that way. You know, there's other problems as well. I can only hold it like this. These are flimsy as heck. These engines, you know, they feel like they're going to fall off. If you pick it up from here, these pieces here just want to pull up, so that you can't really grab it from there. It's awkward to hold it by the hoses, so you can really only hold it by there. Grabbing it from the front's no better. I grabbed it before, and all these pieces just come off too easy, way too easy. So it's awkward. It's awkward. It's a nice little display piece. I'll give it that. It's a nice display piece. At $129, you're paying that for the 2 nights of Ren. You really, really are, because this is more like a speeder or something like this. It would make a great sort of skiff, with the 2 pilots sitting, behind the guns there in the open air. It would make a great sort of desert skiff sort of style thing. But as far as this being the flagship Knights of Ren transport or the Night Buzzard, I am quite disappointed. So look, $129. It's not bad for that money. I just wish that it was bigger. Maybe even an extra, up to 180 New Zealand dollars, even up to say 200 New Zealand dollars. So you're talking what, 80, 90 US dollars, 100 pounds, around that sort of mark. That would have, I would have been happy paying that to get something a little bit more substantial. So look, for me, it's a bit of a fail. But that's only because I wanted more personally. I have seen some other people out there who do quite like the ship, but the fact that you can't actually physically get any minifigs inside it and have it all closed up is a big fail for me. I'm very happy with the minifigs, I must say that. They are very cool. Oh, and one other thing that really, really annoyed me. Why have we gone back to these push tabs on the boxes? I hate that. I hate that. I can understand, maybe we're saving plastic, I don't know. But I hate the push tabs. They annoy me. Anyway, that's it for this one. Look, big thanks again to our friends at Toyco for supplying our sets. If you do like this content, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel grow. We really do appreciate all your support. So thank you very much for checking this out. See you later. Thanks.